Good morning, good day, good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this. Just left my house because I need to go for a walk. I can't be sitting in my house the whole day. This teacher life is kind of fun, but when you have summers off, you don't want to just sit and do absolutely nothing. My kids are out. Gabriel's at camp, Nathaniel's at work. Isaiah went up with his mother to the college he's going to for orientation. I wasn't able to make it. But this is kind of, weird for me because I woke up this morning at like 5:30 in the morning. Didn't know what I was going to do with myself. And now I'm figuring I'm just going to go for a walk. I can't just sit in the house all day. I need to go for a walk. So I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. I'm just going. So join me on this adventure. I did want to talk to you guys though about something. This may not be the popular view. I may even have people coming at me for this perspective. I could think of one person that's going to be like, nah, if you don't belong dating, if you don't got money to be dating anybody, like you don't belong with nobody, like this, whatever. But I have this idea about relationships and meeting somebody and how to determine if the person that you are seeing is the person you really want to be with, especially in the beginning stages. What we tend to do is we go all out in the very beginning of a relationship where we date and spend a whole lot of money on experiences, right? It's the culture of society to have the guy put out like a lot of money on the first date in order to impress a woman. And I don't ascribe to that. I don't at all, because what tends to happen is the guy in the very beginning go all out in trying to impress this woman, and then when he gets her, he no longer has to put all that effort in. And in the process, they don't really get to know each other. They're more impressed by how they look, how they dressed up, the money that was spent, than they are getting to know somebody. So the best way to really get to know somebody is not spending a whole lot of money on first dates and try to make a good first impression. In fact, your goal is not to make a good first impression. Your goal is to present who you are so that you're not wasting time in being fake and ending up realizing later on down the line, once your emotions are tied into one another, that you guys aren't meant to be with one another, and you guys don't even like each other, let alone are compatible with one another. Like coming to a place like the Alice Austin house and sitting down on a bench, like a bench like this, getting two chairs, setting up like this, and taking a look at this beautiful view and just talking is one of the best ways two people can interact on a first type of date. We think dating is all about spending money, and it's not about spending money. It's not about creating first impressions. It's about presenting your real self and giving the other person the opportunity to say, I like who this person is, or you know what, they're cool, but we're not compatible, and I can't see them as a boyfriend or a girlfriend. There's others that think that, dating somebody requires a lot of money, and it doesn't. Now, after a while, it's important to step up those experiences and financially investing in those experiences. So, in the first 2 months, let's say first 2 months, don't go out spending a whole lot of money on a date. Get to know one another. When a guy takes a woman out and he's trying to give her a good experience, like take her out on into a nice expensive restaurant, the finest wine, trying to pick her up in a nice car, try to make a good first impression, trying to impress her, you lose something in the genuineness of who people are, okay? And there's people out there that believe that if a guy is going to take a woman out on the first date, he needs to go all out in the very beginning. I don't believe that, because what tends to happen is that when people get married, they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. I'm going to start off slow and let my relationship graduate to a place where I'm spending $200 on a dinner for her. All right? If we're going out on the first date, a woman should not expect that. And if she does, be careful, because she may be a gold digger. And I'm going to say it, she may be a gold digger. All right, but if she expects just to get to know who you are, she wouldn't mind coming to a place like this, where it's peaceful, it's quiet, you guys can engage in honest, meaningful conversation to get to know one another. We tend to put all our resources in the very first date, trying to make a first impression, and we wind up realizing that this isn't what we want, and all that money's wasted. If I'm going to invest, I'm investing in something that's sure. Okay, especially my money. So for the first 2 months, I would take a female out, and we're going to spend quality time together, but not time that's going to require a lot of money out of my pocket. And when I see that she's worth more, not that she's not, but ladies, you got to give a guy an opportunity to determine whether or not they see that worth in you. That was freaky. That was a black cat. See that worth in you, and be willing to say, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to get to know who he is. And if I like him, I'll pursue it even more. See, a lot of women expect the first class treatment in the very beginning. That's the type of treatment I only want to give my wife. So I don't want to just give every single female I meet for the first time that kind of experience. She doesn't deserve that yet. And it is what it is. Allow him to have the opportunity to get to know who you are, to determine if you guys are compatible, and then start investing in the relationship and experiences. But in the very beginning, you guys should only be trying to get to know each other, not trying to go out on nice dates. And I've had conversations with women that say, well, no, I'm worth this. Like, he better go out all out for me. He doesn't know that. And if you expect that, I beg the question, are you really worth it? You need to know who you are inside, and you need to be confident in yourself to know that you need trying to get to know who this person is, not what he can do for you, not what he can spend on you, period. And if you're telling me that your worth is in what he can give into you financially, then you're not really worth much. Because there's a lot of guys out there that's willing to put the money out, but not his heart and faithfulness in the relationship. And guys, don't be pressured to have to take a woman out on a first date to a nice expensive restaurant. If she demands those things, they say, listen, I'm not trying to do that yet. I'm just trying to get to know you. Would you like to go out for some coffee? And if she says no, you dodged the bullet, bro. You dodged the bullet. So don't think of it as a rejection. Look at it as a moment saved, okay? And any ladies out there, if a guy takes that kind of approach, appreciate it, because he's looking to really get to know who you are and not trying to spend money on you expecting a deep return, okay? Because when they do this kind of approach and they take 2 months and they get to know you for a whole 2 months and then start taking you out to nice places, you know that when he's investing in that, he sees the worth in you, and it's far beyond the physical. He got to know who you are, and he's learning to love who you are. So when he starts investing in that, you know you're in a safe place. All right, guys? It's about to go down over there. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. You may disagree with me. You may not agree with me. You may send this to Derek Jackson, and he may chop me up for this. All good. But I've developed this based on my studies in marriage and family counseling, doing studies on how people began relationships and what caused them to work. So it's not the expensive first experiences that causes relationships to work. It's when two people genuinely take the opportunity to get to know one another, to determine compatibility in the very beginning. This way they can make a decision whether or not to pursue something that requires more of a financial investment. All right, guys, I'm going to finish recording this. Have a good day, and I'm going to hit you up later.